I'd like to now introduce our last speaker, Jennifer Tierney. I have great admiration for Jennifer and have known her for many, many years. She got involved in truck safety issues after her dad was killed in a truck crash in 1983. Jennifer is a force to be reckoned with in Congress as well as state legislature. She is singularly responsible for pushing DOT to finally require reflective tape on trucks for visibility and conspicuity as well as rear underride guards. Jennifer is a board member of Citizens for Reliable and Safe Highway, and she is a member of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration's Motor Carrier Safety Advisory Committee. Thank you, Jennifer, for joining us. She is from North Carolina, and as I said, she has launched many, many battles in the state legislature trying to protect the safety of motorists against trucking interests. Thank you.
I appreciate the opportunity to be here today and to speak with all of you. As Jackie said, my name's Jennifer Tierney, and I'm the North Carolina Volunteer Coordinator for the Truck Safety Coalition, a board member for Citizens for Reliable and Safe Highways, and also a member of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Advisory Committee. But most importantly, I'm the daughter of Jim Mooney, who was killed senselessly and in a preventable truck crash. My dad's crash did occur in 1983 in North Carolina when neither reflective tape nor rear underride guards were required on tractor trailers. After losing Dad, it took almost 10 years of consistent and vocal advocacy by my family and others to secure a federal requirement for reflective tape on tractor trailers. For more than 30 years, I have been dedicated to preventing others experiencing the same loss and grief that my family and I were forced to endure. I am astounded that despite a growing backlog of overdue safety improvements that are so desperately needed, that Congress instead is actually considering an increase to federal truck size and weight limits that would further erode safety on our highways. I think I now have a much better understanding of why there's such a serious disconnect between the priorities of the public and the actions of Congress. Supporters of truck size and weights increases use the argument that this should be a state option, where individual states would decide whether or not to have higher weights and allow long double and triple trailer trucks. However, history has proven that state options and special interest exemptions do not work. Well-financed lobbyists will change size and weight laws in some states, but it will be a major problem in other states that refuse to go along with this. After a few years, the truck industry lobbyists will return to Congress and plead for uniformity, leading to higher size and weight laws for the entire country. This divide and conquer strategy is what corporate trucking industries like to use. It's ironic, however, that the corporate trucking industries are trying to pass legislation giving states the options to exceed federal truck weight limits, but FedEx and other motor carrier companies are trying to pass legislation to override states that have opted to prohibit longer trailers. Currently, 39 states and the District of Columbia are allowing trucks pulling 28-foot trailers, but FedEx and others want to force these states to allow pulling 33-foot trailers. I guess a state option really is a convenient corporate option. This option is to serve the economic interests of the industry, but not the safety interest of the public. That's exactly why we need a common sense, nationwide truck size and weight policy. I've been involved with many battles against special interest trucking in North Carolina. They have money, they have the power, and they have the political ear of many politicians and elected officials, but the public loses. On behalf of other truck crash victims and survivors, I urge Congress to pass the Bipartisan Safe Highways and Infrastructure Preservation Act, or SHIPA. This is H.R. 1906. SHIPA will allow states to continue to keep their current truck size and weight limits, and it will prevent the endless and deadly push by special interests to allow bigger, heavier, longer trucks at the expense of the public. Enactment of legislation like SHPA is exactly what the American public supports. Countless public opinion polls have shown again and again that families do not want to share the roads with bigger trucks. They know they're dangerous, they're deadly, and they're destructive. I urge members of Congress to listen to their constituents and reject dangerous truck size and weight increases. Instead, act now to please implement truck safety improvements such as rear, side, and front underride guards, a final requirement on electronic logging devices, and a rule for speed limiters and other proven safety technologies. Congress should focus on solving current safety problems, not creating new ones. Lastly, I urge the Secretary Fox, who is from my state of North Carolina, to immediately stop the truck size and weight study until the problems are corrected. The results of the US DOT study will influence transportation policy for decades to come, and we just can't afford to get it wrong. Too many lives will be affected because of hasty decisions on poor methodology and unreliable results. I thank you for listening to me today, and I also would just like to say this is my dad, and this is why we cannot afford to continue to get this wrong. I work with people all over the country who have pictures like these of their children, some people losing multiple family members in one crash. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. I just want to end by opening it for questions and telling you that this is probably going to be one of the key and most controversial issues that are debated as we move forward on this multi-year multimodal transportation bill. As Jennifer said, we've got to get it right, and right now with the DOT study and the trucking lobbyists out there, we think that this will be a perfect storm if that study suggests in any way that, you know, it's okay and there are no safety concerns of moving ahead with the agenda of the trucking industry. Does anybody have any questions? Thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Thank you.